Okay, so going back to this, right, there's this big divergence when the primary Christed matrix, you might call it, got invaded by an artificial matrix. Um, it's kind of interesting. Nothing that comes from God can, nothing that isn't from the original matrix can actually create on its own. So what it has to do is it has to clone, it has to copy, it has to make copies of creation structures, and reverse those to create the anti-matrix. So it's kind of like a negative, right? In a photo laboratory, we have the picture that looks like what it's supposed to look like, and then we have the negative. So we can think of this WISA matrix as the negative, right? And so this reversal, might call it an imposter matrix, found its way to merge and invade the primary Christed matrix about 240,000 years ago. And the global brain of, um, check my microphone. Oh dear, not working. Ah, okay, continue recording. Okay, and so our meeting audio may not be fully recorded. Well, I'm not sure which part of this didn't get recorded, but we're talking about this entanglement with an antichrist matrix, and that began 240,000 years ago. And so the reason why I'm giving this background is because on Thanksgiving of 2022, we pulled out of the entanglement. We ended it, right? And this has been, yes, we've gone through cycles of greater light and cycles of greater absence of light, but we've always been plugged in to this imposter matrix for 240,000 years. It's kind of crazy to think of it. But on Thanksgiving of 2022, the earth withdrew its global brain from this imposter matrix. So this was a great day, and it's cool that it was Thanksgiving in the United States, right? We could give extra thanks that we withdrew from this matrix. Now, I'm going to come back to my screen because I don't think my slideshow is going to show you this part. Well, maybe it will. Let's go a little forward. So we found ourselves, this is a great depiction of the WISA matrix, right? It's separation consciousness. And it's agonizing to a unity consciousness being to be thrown into separation consciousness. And so for the first time, and it like downstepped into the vibration of fallen earth, right? So we see this angel downstepping into the vibration of fallen earth. And the reason why the earth has been in a fallen state is because of this entanglement with the WISA matrix and the fear-based programming that this generates, right, into the human race. And so this is the sad part of the slideshow. It kind of shows, and the earth is weeping for the loss of her divine blueprint, right? She was once a unity being, and she has fallen into separation. And now what happened? Protection from form jacking. I don't need to see that. Thank you very much. And I think it threw me off of Zoom. No, I'm still on Zoom. It's just, this is like an imposter matrix. Okay, so she's looking down, right? And she sees all of creation. This picture is by Josephine Wall. So beautiful. And she's weeping. She's grieving for the loss of her divine blueprint. Like, what have they done to my earth? Right? What have they done? And so she now is emerging as of Thanksgiving, bringing her global brain and extracting it from that death matrix of fear and beginning to blossom again. So I'm just going to kind of go ahead. Again, this is the mother weeping for her species, all of her species in separation, right? And then this says the earth mobilizes from her core to bring back balance to her entire living system. So now she can do that because she has withdrawn her energy from that global brain, her global brain from the imposter matrix. And for the first time, she has the ability to truly begin taking back her planet. And so we see in this picture, again by Josephine Wall, right? We see all that has occurred in separation consciousness, really oppression and pollution and enslavement, economic and actual enslavement, right? And then on this side, we see the true divine blueprint of the earth asserting herself. We see the liquid plasma light in her hair, in her hands, the rainbows, right? Our progenitors are rainbow dragons. Those are the architects of creation. So the rainbow plasma light comes through the rainbow dragon essence. And the earth mother herself is a great rainbow dragon. So this picture is powerful in showing us the reclamation of our original divine blueprint reclaiming itself at, Mother Earth doing this, and all humanity for the first time having the chance to receive these new codes and begin blossoming in physicality the divine blueprint of living light. And so just going to move. And this first, second, and third dimension, entrenched in fear, has never experienced going from full entrenchment in fear to full blossoming love in one lifetime, one continuous lifetime. Usually, the whole race that's on the earth will have to die and then come back in a golden age where the ascension codes are in the fifth dimension. But never have we taken a planet where the first, second, and third dimensions are entrenched in darkness and have us go from caterpillar to butterfly in one lifetime without dying and being reborn. So this has never been done before, not on any planet. So this is amazing. So this is like the brain of divine unity in humanity is like her child trapped in stone, right? This is what the Mother Earth felt, and the Divine Mother in Andromeda, and our brothers and sisters in Sirius, watching us on Earth in this entrapment, in the stone of this Antichrist matrix, right? So as of Thanksgiving, we are out of there. And we are in this beginning place. As we extract ourselves, we're tender and we're birthing, right? And this is about Divine Mother beginning to penetrate the veil. This is actually the moon, but I love the way she's holding it and looking down on it. And I wanted it to be the earth, right? The Divine Mother seeing that the earth is awakening, right? She can finally reach us. Because when we were in that alternate universe, the Divine Mother and Father of humanity could not reach us. We were otherwise occupied and entangled in a matrix that was blocking the earth from receiving the love codes, the divine love of the Mother and Father. And so this is part one, and now I'm going to show you part two. So we'll find part two. So part two, oh, that's part one again. Let's close that. In part two, we begin to awaken, and this is really where we are on the planet right now. We are really right here on the planet. We have extracted ourselves from this dark womb, and now Divine Mother and Divine Father can sing the holy codes of light into us. But we're brand new. We're just rising because we've been in this darkness. And so I'm going to play the sound on this so you can hear it. Oh, I have to share my sound. I wonder if it'll sound decent. Well, I will try and play this. Maybe I'll just sing it. So this part, the higher self stays with the birthing self and breathes into it the living light code day after day. Okay? And so this part says, awaken, awaken, my love. You have been sleeping for so long. As I pour my light into you, and you receive become all you were meant to be. Awaken, awaken, my love. You have been sleeping. And the one in time and space begins to drink of the elixir of life force and grows little by little into its original wholeness. So we can think of the body of our divine blueprint in an embryonic state now. It is as if on November 24th, we withdrew our Christic being from this imposter matrix, and now it's kind of broken and torn up and limp, but we can think of it as just a dismembered state of the divine blueprint. And the most helpful way to think of that is that we're an embryo that is being rebirthed back into the wholeness of our original divine blueprint. And so we have to find ways to feed the growing divine blueprint self with sound and light, with beauty and love, with virtue, right? With all of the essence of the Christed matrix of our divine humanity. And so, as I pour my love into you, or as you receive my love from me, and I pour my love into you, we become all that is true. Okay, so this is that blossoming of that. We're really in this inception phase right now as a humanity. We're receiving all the codes very quickly that can birth us back into our divine blueprint. And the birth child, this fast forwards us to the birth. And the birth child celebrates in sweet communion with its mother, the father of the self, right? Our divine self unites with our self in time. And we are born as a Christos being, as a mature adult, childlike, but adult in the blossoming of our divine blueprint, in our connection to our God's sovereign free identity. And so this is a beautiful picture. I wish I knew the artist of this one. If you know that, tell me, because I would love to know. Okay, and then this is just all the beauty of the divine blueprint. We see the rainbows, the colors of the new earth, very much present in this picture. And we see the warrior goddess, childlike but fully adult, with her rainbow dragon plasma moving through her, with her wings, fully, our angelic wings coming fully online. And she carries the scepter of the light to be a beacon of light, right? And the flowers of the liquid plasma are blossoming through the new earth. This is also Josephine Wall. And the DNA is restored to its original divine blueprint as the living light code within matter. And so this representation of this sort of crystal and spiral here, it's what we must understand is that crystal and spiral blossoms geometrically, creating more and more light. And abundant life flourishes within and without, like a glorious field of rainbow flowers. Now, the flowers of our true Christed being are like technicolor blossoms. Okay, spirit resurrects within matter. Okay, let's stop this for a minute. So I'm going to pause this because the sacred marriage of this picture is so beautiful. We see the solar Christed feminine and the solar Christed masculine. We see the rainbow dragon plasma of our Christed origins. We see the sun between them, because all sacred marriage creates a sun. We become a sun through the uniting of our masculine and our feminine. Right? We literally become a living sun, not S-O-N, but S-U-N. And this is the sacred marriage, the Christed sexual union of light and sound, of the electro and the magnetic that unite once again, and create this superconductive circuit of really love loving itself within matter. And so again, the next slide is another sacred marriage picture. This is Catherine Andrews, the artist here. Here is Catherine Andrews again. The sacred marriage is restored and the triune frequency of unity consciousness is born in earth. Now these pictures look very Anglo, right? Everyone looks very white. This is just unfortunate. I didn't really find, it's more the metaphor. Just think of us as light body, right? All of us, whether our skin is brown or our skin is whatever color our skin, it does not matter. This Christed union is for all of us as divine humans. The perpetual supply of the abundant giving and receiving of love and life is restored in bountiful joy. Okay, so this is a beautiful, you can see like the Christed fountain of God's love, right? Of Mother, Father, God, of full connection of the human in earth with the bounty of that universal love that they couldn't receive while they were in that alternate matrix, that we couldn't receive, right? Is now the DNA has mutated to be able to hold and circulate this incredible light. And this is what's happening right now, guys, through the solstice. We are being mutated and transformed to be able to hold and circulate this light through our physicality. So our DNA is being upgraded, our blood is being upgraded, our bones, our skin, and our blood that carried mutated death code inside of that alternate matrix are now being returned to the Christos blood, the Christos skin, and the Christos bone. So we are going through a radical mutation right now so that we can receive this beautiful light that is meant to circulate within our being. So it says the perpetual supply of the abundant giving and receiving of love and life. I'll put joy and financial abundance and unity consciousness, being a part of this great awakening and knowing yourself in the quintessential symphony. As this logos of the global brain of unity comes online, it sends the instructions of every part of us. If every human on this earth has a sacred and optimal place to be, and a network to be connected to, and a project to be giving unto to resurrect this earth. And so it's like we're going to get sorted into our roles so that we can bring the planetary ascension through the optimal collaborations, right? Coming together with the optimal souls that were meant to do our particular piece of this resurrection of Earth as a unity planet. So it's an exciting time. We first have to go through this big mutation to be able to restore our connection, our broadband link up to the God mind of the logos of our unity consciousness. Earth is hooking up with its God self, its higher self, to have its body mutated back into that receptivity, and then it can send to us the instruction sets so we know the part we are playing in this grand symphony. And I remember my friend Lynn Peabody. She had this beautiful song, and it's called Hey Hey Little One, and it says, as the pace of life grows faster, each player holds a different answer, and through a keen awareness of their inner song. So beautiful. Every one of us holds chords and notes in this symphony of love awakening. And so we're getting our instruments online. We're waking up in our orchestra chairs with our instruments, and we're beginning to know our particular note that we play. And we're being guided to see where that particular note of activity belongs in this great flurry of activity that we engage in as we lift the veil of night off of this planet and truly rise as a planet of light. It is through our unity, through our cooperation, through the earth's receptivity to her God code, to our receptivity to the God code, and listening to the instruction sets coming from our planet. As one cell in her global brain, we have that specific contribution that is the optimal beauty we can bring for the greatest timeline of ascension. So this is not random. There are instruction sets for each one of us that will be coming from the global brain of this beautiful earth as she begins to achieve critical mass unity. She can send out these instruction sets, and I'm freezing. It's got snow and ice outside, so I am going to turn on this heater. Might make a noise now. It's going to make a noise, but at least I won't be freezing. God, I would rather be in Mexico in the total warmth, swimming in the ocean with the dolphins and the turtles, or Hawaii. But my contract has been to be in Portland, Oregon. This is where my shaman was, who really brought me out of darkness and into light starting in 97. Okay, so here we are. So this beautiful thing, so let's look at some more pictures. So this is really beautiful, the butterfly code. Now this picture is by Melissa. Oh, help me, Melissa. I'm gonna have to look it up. This picture is beautiful because under the belly button, this picture connects to the anatomy of our mutation. And stay with me here. So put your finger on your belly button. Go like a couple inches below your belly button, okay? This is where the celestite crystal of our energy body exists. Now, this celestite crystal has the ability to literally digest the shadow version of the self. And as it does this, there is an actual process of the celestite crystal absorbing the black sun network that our bodies are connected to. And when it turns, the celestite crystal turns the black sun network into rainbow butterflies. So this is an amazing picture because she's dressed in the color of the celestite stone, and as she puts her hands up, everything's becoming butterflies. So this is amazing. We all have a doppelganger shadow self, right? You could call this the negative ego. Every time you see behavior that's selfish, fear-based, dominating, controlling, that's coming from the reptilian brain where there's no higher brain influence, that's the shadow self. That's not the true self. And we have a shadow self because we've existed in a shadow matrix. So we have two selves. We've been in dual matrices. Now that we're in this primary matrix, we can finally turn towards the love and just keep bringing that in to nourish and rise. And our celestite crystal can totally absorb the shadow body now with no interference. And the butterflies abound. So here, such a great picture for that. Now this was actually, I brought this forth. This picture is Alex Gray. And I put this in here when the Haiti earthquake was happening because of the cracking open, of the Haitian people. But this is representing the mind giving way to the heart. and the heart-brain spark rising from the earth. And that's the beginning of the earth returning to her unity matrix, is when her global brain, which was pretty dominated by mental programmed AI, is now she's able to crack her heart open. The brain begins to dismantle the lower brain to make way for the unity heart. And then the heart and brain rise together in a spark. Here you see a drop, that's cool. The heart brain spark, which is the harbinger of the return of unity to the earth, right? And this heart brain spark really came alive on November 28th. The extraction from the mind control matrix was Thanksgiving, November 24th. But on November 28th, it took 4 days for the heart and the brain to find their way back to each other, and for the earth's heart brain spark to be born at a whole new level on November 28th. So you can see we're in amazing times. The breakthroughs that we've been trying to make for 240,000 years have been made in 2022 on planet Earth. So moving on, this is kind of blurry. This is Willow Arliana, this beautiful heart. And there's a river that flows through this beautiful heart. The Christ at heart returns, the crystal waters return. This is Mario Duguay. I forgot to tell you, the one with the waterfall was Mario Duguay. Mario is one of my favorite artists. This one for me is just a quintessential representation of the unity logos being held in a human angelic being, right? We are all Christ Star Templar dragons. That is the original human blueprint. Every one of us carries that. And this is what we are birthing back into. And so you can feel that. So you can see the angel wings, right? That's part of our angelic heritage. This beautiful angel wings. You can see the diamond sun. This is the double diamond sun body that's right above her, right? You can see it's all coming from the heart. The heart field has just expanded to encase this Christos, right? The masculine Christos, the feminine Sophia return as the Christos Sophia. And she's standing on this blossoming lotus, which I think is just really glorious and beautiful. One of my favorite, all-time favorite pictures of what we are becoming. And of course, this is a woman, but it goes for all of us as men. Him standing under the fountain, her standing spread out, same kind of energy. And then we say, and what happened in the very beginning? We go back to unity, to the place that we left, right, before it all started. And all separation is gathered into a great central sun that explodes in glory as it was in the beginning. We find ourselves as a self-generating spark of God, empowered and ensouled with great joy to be the divine directors of our own existence as a true representative of God on earth, as God would have it be. So really beautiful. And all separation, oh, that says the same thing. We have a different thing right here. And now we are back where we started, but knowing ourselves for the first time through this great journey of the integration of light and dark that has enabled our full expression into the stuff of dense matter. And so, wanting to give you a little more intel, a lot of this, what kept us jailed in matter, was the corruption of iron. And iron is being healed now. And this is allowing us to move through all the elements in the periodic table. Back to gold. Now, white powder gold is full Christic embodiment. And so we were meant to travel through our human lives from baby to full adulthood by the age of 30, moving through these periodic table elements and becoming the Christ consciousness adult. But humanity was trapped under this immature, broken iron, you might say. Iron that that would lock us in a jail, unable to evolve past the age of 7 in a very fear-based, confused consciousness. And so right now, rose, copper, gold, which is coming straight from the heart of the mother and the father, the Magdalene and the Yeshua, is healing iron. It is transforming iron back to its living light version so that it can be a staircase in the development of humanity, not a jail bar. And so this is really important. We are rising. We are resurrecting iron back to its original divine blueprint. And now, as we fill up more and more with light, we can share that activation and love with all around us, that they may come, spelled it wrong, that they may come into greater and greater alignment to be taken up into the great wave of love that awaits us. Now, sounds like the rapture, but truly we are in the process of returning to our divine blueprint, which is a rapturous experience. It's happening step by step. As of December 7th, on the full moon, these new codes of incredible transmutation started coming in. And the night of December 7th and the night of December 9th were probably the most scary nights of my entire life. The code that was coming in was so foreign to this planet that every single microbe in creation was screaming because it thought it was dying. And I was feeling that in my body. And we had to do a big body talk session to tell the microbes and tell the earth and tell all the cells in my body that we're not dying, we're just transmuting. We're just going through a massive change. It's not death, it's a massive change. It's a letting go of everything that has ever been before in service to allowing ourselves to be seeded by something that feels totally foreign. Now, it shouldn't feel foreign. It's our divine blueprint. But because of where we've been in this fear-based, lockdown, death-coded matrix, it is the opposite of where we've been. And so just to understand, during this ascension process, you may feel scared and like you don't know what's happening, and this is unfamiliar. But just know that we're all going through this together. And if you're in the first wave, you're going through this first. And you're the one who's path cutting this into your body. So it's going to be more severe for those in the first wave, because we're laying down a circuitry so that for the second wave, it'll be easier. And then the second wave lays down even more of the circuitry. And for the third wave, it'll be the easiest. And I don't know if it's the next 2 years, the next 4 years, the next 10 years that this whole planet will fully ascend. It feels sooner rather than later. And but this is an exciting time. Don't meow at him just because he stretched or coughed. Our cats, they're interesting creatures. All right, so I'm gonna come back from the screen share now. I think it just that's the last. Well, that's just me. This slideshow was done in 2010 when I was on the Portal to Ascension tour with Neil Gore and Brad Johnson. It was an exciting time in my life, and so this was the advertisement for that. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to stop share for a minute here and just talk to you. Come back on camera. So this is a lot of information that I've shared, but it feels like it's really important to delineate what's happening, right? What's happening. You can almost look at this speaker up there and see sort of the black AI square, and then look at the Divine Mother reclaiming the earth, right? It's interesting that our couch is set in a way where we see both, but I'm going to make it so you just see one. So there's a lot of amazing stuff going on right now. And, I'm here to be a touchstone. If the codes hit you and you just start freaking out, call me. I got hit with them on December 7th and 9th. I totally can hold you through it, right? It's like we're all here to midwife and help. Those of us in the first wave, especially the planetary priestesses like myself, right, who are really going from the entrenchment in total darkness to the absolute Christed embodiment right here in the next few months. Those of us that are doing that, we're going to need each other. We're going to need to be able to call out to each other and say, holy crap, what's happening, right? And that's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to be a touchstone and a companion, a mentor as you walk this journey. And so on December 22nd, we will celebrate moving through solstice. Now, this is incredible. This time right now, as we work up to our solstice, we are seeding more and more light codes to bring this transmutation forward, right? And so on December 22nd, we're going to get together online, and I'll put that in the comments of this video, on a Zoom call. It's free. It's a light worker check-in, and I'll do it like maybe a 10-minute talk in the beginning, and then we'll just we'll have question and answer. We'll let you share like what's going on. We want to hear, how is everyone doing in the family of light? How is the first wave doing with this incredible time, right? How are the codes hitting you in your personal life? And how can we support each other? And maybe even, what are our roles to collaborate together to bring this new earth symphony of prosperity on all levels, and to bring it quickly, and to bring the new technologies so we can have active transport, no more planes, just active transport. Anyway, there's so many new technologies coming online. I think that's 2025 that they really start coming online, and that's going to change the world a lot. But we have to go through disclosure, and we have to hold humanity as they go through that shock and awe of really grokking that everything they thought this world was, it is not, right? And the underbelly of what created this fear-based infrastructure will be exposed, and that's going to be a big shocking time. We're just going to have to hold each other. And then comes the technological revolution. That's when all of the things that have been hidden can finally come, like free energy. You're not going to get murdered if you try to bring forth free energy like poor Tesla did. I mean, really, practically did. Edison, made sure that his technology never, ever hit the presses. And my friend who was bringing in free energy in 1996, he had a death threat. He had to escape to Japan. I mean, that won't happen anymore. We'll be bringing in the technology that is rightfully belonging to our divine humanity on an ascending earth. We own the planet now. This is reclamation of the planet by its true owners, the Christos. Okay, so that is a bit, I can tell you much more if you're curious. Just comment below. I'll get in touch with you. But join us on the 22nd. I think it'll be fun to just gather as we're coming into the completion of that solstice window. Okay, bye for now, and many blessings. And my website is sarahhopeadams.com, just like it sounds, Sarah with an H, hopeadams.com. And you can schedule a free intro call with me right there on the home page. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see free intro call, if you're called to connect. All right, so much love and ciao for now. Oh, one more thing, you can find my music on Sarah Adams Music, but it's also on my webpage. It's all linked. SarahAdams1.bandcamp.com has a lot of my music. I'm on Spotify, Children of the Earth. So my music's all about feeding that divine blueprint, that embryo of the divine blueprint, growing that embryo through sounds of joy and love and Divine Mother's cosmic codes of love. So much love, and I'll hopefully see you on the 22nd or connect with you if you feel the desire. Okay, bye for now.